Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thank you very much. And obviously, big thanks to Chris and Liam and all of the Monzo team for inviting us to be here this evening. Really appreciate it. So my name's Mark Tomlinson, and I'm the head of business sales for Novatech, and been asked to give a brief overview of what we do as a company, and ultimately a few of the key things that we've done to help support the team in their growth and Monzo overall. So if you haven't heard of Novatech, we're a specialist hardware manufacturer and reseller. So, and we have three key areas of business: aerospace and defense, education, and the SME market. And within that, we have core competencies as well. So they focus on machine and deep learning, rack integration services, GPU workstations, and really the reason why we're here today is what we offer and what we refer to as value-added reselling, which is obviously supporting companies by not just doing the norm, not just what we refer to as box shifting and drop and go. It's what can you do behind that? What can you do to add value to your customer? What can you do to add value to the team that you're working with? So with Monzo specifically, and what we try to do with all of our customers is to make sure that we understand their individual needs. It's really important because lots of different companies work differently. They're supported differently. They have different sized teams. They have big teams and small teams where you need to be able to grow quickly and need to do different things. So in Monzo's case specifically, we focused on three key areas, one of which was communication and how they communicate. The other was speed and the ability to order. And the third thing was managing the supply chain. So in regards to communication, the one thing that we did was we hooked into, obviously it's your channel, it's Slack channel, so we could, both teams and both organizations could communicate quickly and easily. With this, obviously, what we did was we made 5 of our key members of staff available for easy interaction to deliver and be able to support ordering, project management, pricing inquiries, and overall kind of technical support. One thing it also does is it really removes that single point of failure. You see that quite often. I've seen it obviously historically when you email into a company and you get their out of office, and then you email their buddy and then they're not there either. And it just becomes a long drawn out and difficult process for you to be able to order or raise a technical query or have a problem. And that's what it does. It removes that point of failure because we've got 5 people there, which means you'll get an answer. And the second thing was obviously making sure, because of the pace and the way in which you move and how fast Monzo grow, was the speed and the ability to order. So we built, as Chris and Liam have been talking about, we built into the back-end API, we built our own API to enable them to have visibility on stock that we're holding at any time, and obviously, most importantly, really easily place an order without difficult POs or, as you mentioned, faxes or emails or picking up the phone. And then lastly, we really wanted to make sure we could help manage that supply chain. As Chris mentioned, one of the biggest difficulties we faced, or you faced, was onboarding on a Monday morning and having to run down to, I think, was it Oxford Street?
Yeah, Regent Street, yeah.
Regent Street, sorry. And picking up laptops for new starters, getting them back and trying to onboard them. So obviously, one thing that really works in our favor is actually our size, ironically. We're small enough to be agile and implement and amend processes when we need to be able to support our customers, but we're actually large enough to support the fast growth as well. And another advantage we have that Chris picked up on earlier on and mentioned was we actually have our own warehouse and we have our own dispatch team. So this enables us to dispatch hardware for next working day deliveries and for urgent orders, ensure the DEP registration is completed for all the Apple hardware, manage the delivery and not rely on third-party tracking, which if anyone's experienced that before, having to go through a distributor, trying to pick up the tracking and chase where your order is, it's a painful process. And also now what we provide is the asset management for the hardware too. So we obviously scan things as they come in and out of the building. We actually now put that in a central place, which you can access anytime, and obviously have availability to who has what hardware, and most importantly, take that away from you as a process, and we can manage that And that, in a nutshell, is what we do. So hopefully combined with what Liam and Chris have said gives you much more of an idea of what Novatech does to support the team. Obviously, I'll be hanging around for a little bit as well. So if you've got any questions or you'd like to speak to me at all, please feel free. And lastly, thank you again to Monzo for inviting us.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks.